What is even up? It's your boy Gribman. Here with my boy Heckenstein and Moeth. Welcome to 2021 and the first Hypnotic Hootout of the year. How are you all doing?
Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year,
Happy
Jan.
New Year. Happy New Year, yeah.
Right, so?
Yeah, thank you. Now I can see myself.
Won't talk to us unless he can see himself.
That's really not a problem. I'm just a little bit very hungover. It's been, I think it's been more beers than I managed to count, which is always a bad sign. That I drank yesterday. I think I started drinking at around 4 or 5. 5 should be 5, and then I stopped drinking at 4 a.m. As you can expect, my first day in this year wasn't the most pleasurable. But yeah, nice. I took a shower just to feel human again. Got myself 2 beer to combat the hangover, and I'm doing good. How are you guys? What was your first day?
Mostly fine. I mean, like a touch of hangover, you know. Well, I drank a bit all over the place, what I had. I had a couple of those, what are they called? Desperados? Those tequila beers?
No, I like those.
They were not as tasty as I remembered them, but they're fine.
Did you have a slice of lemon in?
No.
That's necessary, unfortunately.
And then some time before midnight, we were then looking around for what is still open to get a bit more, and ended up with 2 bottles of white wine, and then I had a little bit of red left, so it was a little bit.
Oh God!
But I do quite well with my hangovers, so it's more of a I notice it, and especially because I haven't been drinking these last couple of weeks. I think I'm gonna go back to that. I don't quite like how I feel in the morning, and the sleep is also a little bit more erratic. And so I'm gonna do the dry January thing.
Sounds good.
I'm also gonna give up 0 alcohol beer. I'm not feeling great because it was grapefruit flavored, and it's not the same as I remembered it last time I was here. So guess I'm just giving that up. Trying some other 0 alcohol free ones. Just not grapefruit. I think my acid levels just went up a notch. So, yeah.
I think my mom usually drinks alcohol-free Radler, and that's supposedly very tasty.
I tried the, what is it? The ginger ale,
the ginger ale?
The ale with your dad.
Oh, the Störtebecker Freibier.
That was nice. That's nice. That's always nice craft beer.
It's the second time we're praising them. They really should pay us for these promos we're giving them.
Is that it?
No, it's the Atlantic Ale. Yeah, I've heard good things about their Freibier. But yeah, there apparently is also like an Atlantic Ale without alcohol. So yeah, I think I've tried it once, but I was already too drunk to really remember how it tasted.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Just to balance the equation.
Yeah, but then you didn't get a hangover, I assume.
Who, me?
You started. Yeah.
I think it's a weird feeling, or call it a placebo feeling of having non-alcoholic, and at some point you think, oh, I think it's on now. I think it's just a buzz, just a tiny, but nothing like that. And it's a great feeling of almost 2 years. In April, right? April is going to be 2 years.
That's pretty good, yeah.
So yeah, no. That would be nice. I encourage everyone to just give up. Don't let those companies win.
Yeah, that's the thing. I do like being drunk. I don't like anything else around it. It's like I have felt better these last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I occasionally just miss being drunk.
Yeah, sometimes I like being drunk. Sometimes I really don't. It really depends how drunk I am, of course. But I don't know. I don't think I'll give up the alcohol completely. But yeah, next time I think I'm gonna lay low.
And we thought about it. No, I mean, alcohol. I always joke around with it, but it's we love streaks, so there's no ways that I'm breaking my streak.
Sure,
yeah. How was the rest of it? Did you also have firecrackers? I mean, my God, we live in a courtyard, and there were bombs cracking my ears. Like, they have these loud, almost. What is this, nostalgia for war or something? What is
probably. Let's trigger all the old people that were in the wars.
Yeah, most probably. Most probably. It's just it's loud. It's loud.
Yeah, some of
these. Yeah, I wonder where
really...
that come from. I mean,
from someone.
Did they use, like? I mean, it's historically speaking, where the fireworks comes from. Was the fireworks first, or was it the bombs, the war bombs first, or both at once? Like
gunpowder first, and whatever
right?
came.
Yeah. But what was the first thing they did with that? I wonder.
Light a fire. Probably to celebrate, not to fight. I would like to think it was for celebrations.
Yeah.
And then they thought, aha, I could,
maybe
kill them
maybe
with
it was
laughter.
the other way around, right? Maybe it was the other way around, and they at some point had like a time of peace, and we're like, oh God, what are we gonna sell with all the black powder we have here? And someone thought, hey, let's just make a bunch of loud noise with it and sell it for that reason. I don't know.
I just hope that it.
Sorry.
What is it? Did you find out some?
Almost.
Okay.
Let's quickly double checking.
I don't know. I would like to think positively. That it's like in terms of maybe court Jess and the dynasty, the empresses, cheer me up, and then somebody court Jess comes and starts this whole situation from a fun perspective, and then somebody gets hurt, and they're like, aha, that means we could just could hurt someone with this.
It seems that fireworks came first, as they were trying to find the secret to eternal life. They accidentally discovered that things can explode. and then shortly after that was adopted by military, the gunpowder and stuff.
Yeah.
How ironic. The search for eternal life, they found something to kill people more easily.
To disprove all of that. That's your mere mortals.
Well, if I can't live longer,
Then you can't live at all.
Oh my gosh. I guess everyone is hungover.
probably
Yeah.
a little bit. I mean, so you did have some fireworks outside, some böller. Yeah, we too. Despite it being illegal, I think, but I think you can do it like on your property. You could still do it. I
thought the sale was prohibited. I thought the sale was prohibited.
Ah, right, the sale. Right.
But apparently that didn't stop people at all. Like, it was noisy and it went a while, right? So, yeah, clearly people managed to find a way.
Yeah, I assume like it was probably way less. Felt like way less on our end here, but people could just go over to Switzerland and buy their stuff there. So, but we really had just minor fireworks and just for like an hour or so. But then, like everyone, like every family was, because this is like a this is a Neusiedlung, so a place with lots of one family houses with one families in there. Everyone was like standing outside behind or in front of their house and like kind of counting down, waiting until it's 12. And then when it was 12, everyone just went to their neighbors and and greeted them, talked to them, went near and
What?
posted each other. Yeah, and my family was just standing in our little garden, just looking around. Wait a minute, what's going on? Because they were so like obedient before. Just as the clock struck 12, everyone just forgot that there was Corona, or I don't know.
No, same here.
It's cured. It's over.
He didn't. Obviously, this is my first festive season. I mean, when I first came in winter, it was on the 3rd of January. So, but my first experiencing
Sylvester? Yeah, you're talking about Sylvester? So Sylvester?
Or New Year's?
Yeah,
New Year's?
New Year's. First time. It's not any different than ours. There's the annoyance of just about every week. I mean, throughout the week, there's some sort of explosion going on, and
also way less this year. Yeah.
Oh, is it? You can't tell the difference. And then I went out. No, I didn't go out. We opened the window. I stood there. He stood to just wish me a happy new year, and then he just came and sat on the couch and just was busy on his phone. And I recorded pretty much whatever was there. And of course, most of the time when I record, there's always like is there a project in there or something? It's never just not for fun of it. I'm not gonna post it or anything. It's always to do something with it. And there was just people started walking out of the flats and greeting each other and just being friendly towards each other. I don't remember huggings from neighbors, but they were huddled around each other. no mask wearing, just just loud. And then I guess maybe because of being in the city, or the outskirts of, it tends to ricochet a lot, so it becomes
Right.
more noisier than just your neighbor, and it's a freestanding home, so that makes it easier. Freestanding homes are quite easy, and that's my background. Like, we live in a freestanding home, and it's not so noisy. It's colorful, but yeah, this was just noisy. Bang, 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 chitty, bang, bang. Yeah.
Hey, Friedrich, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Yeah, I mean, I think we didn't have any masks outside because we were just like on our property. But when it started, when the neighbors started, I kind of wish I had a mask on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't like the particles in the air. I usually don't go out, or I try not to go out, but usually dragged outside anyway. Yeah, very different Sylvester year for me. Definitely something I hadn't done like in, I don't know, when last time I was on Sylvester with my parents. I really don't remember.
Hey, Wendesil.
Happy New Year
to you too.
Happy New Year, Wenzel. Yeah.
Yeah, hope you all had a good slide into the new year. Yeah, I don't remember what I did last year. I mean, 2 years ago we had New Year's in Joburg. Do I remember that?
Nope.
Yes, a little bit.
I don't remember.
We were also just sitting around, and I don't think I've celebrated New Year's like I used to when I was younger, like in a while. I just don't enjoy the partying and running around outside for some reason and firing things. It's all a bit ugh. So I like the slower version. Like we watched Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, and Rogue Nation. We didn't quite make it to Fallout. We're still gonna do that today.
Nice.
So that was pretty fun. So what are they saying? So Friedrich's saying we slithered into the new year quite well, and Wendesus has just got up a few minutes ago. I played games with some friends until 10 a.m.
That's 5 hours longer than I did. Not
sounds
bad.
Very nice.
Not bad. Gonna play some games online later today with all my friends. Let's see. Gonna see lots of hangover faces, I assume. Yeah, well, I think we, like in my family, we watched Kalkove's Mattscheibe, the year thingy. That was really shocking, I think, because like so Kalkove, I don't know, for people who don't know, Kalkove's Mattscheibe, it's basically he collects clips out of the worst of the worst that you can watch on TV, and then he just dresses up like them and sits in front and just mocks them with lots of alliterations, really long sentences. It's really hit and miss, to be honest. Sometimes it's great, sometimes, like most of the time, it's not that great and it takes a bit too long. But there are a couple of things in there that they're always like very interesting, very funny, and you kind of see like trends in like the trash TV. And me having really not watched TV for years and years, it's shocking what's in TV today. Yeah. Yeah, that we did, and then we played also some game. We played the Esel game, Eselspiel, donkey game, which is like a numbers game, pretty easy. Yeah, most of the time we just ate. We ate and ate and ate and drank. I ate so much I could hardly drink anymore because my stomach was just so full. But I soldiered on, and yeah, my heavy eating really helped me with my heavy drinking. So I think I normally I would feel way worse. I mean, this is a hangover that's gonna be cured in a day. I also had hangovers that take 2 days. 3 is the max I got. So also, like, I don't know if this is, you can see this, but having morbus Mollenkrach, I get a really yellowy tan and yellow eyes from drinking too much. Yeah, that also is also a bit shocking. Looking in the mirror in the morning, just seeing the yellow eyes, but it's not that bad right now.
Yeah, no, I have one concern. I'm just. I saw some guy with a broken like Christmas tree vandalizing, I guess, with his friends, and it seemed like he was celebrating that way. Like that to me was like, why? I mean, there's so many already. There's destructive noise pollution, and then there's this guy just hitting on a box. What seemed, I think that's where they store either clothes or when you give away clothes.
Oh, you mean up here?
Yeah, just here or next to
that may be the old clothes donation thing.
Yeah, or the containers that collect glass. He was just hitting on something that was on there, and just his friends were laughing, and I was just like, oh my god, this is some somebody trying to be cool. To me, that was just the downer for last night. People were loving each other, greeting each other from nowhere, and just being nice. But that was just like, oh, okay. I'm all for, I don't know if this constructive, what do you call it, vandalism. Like, I'm into graffiti, I don't care. That's not necessarily paint on paint. I'm okay with that. It's just when you're gonna be destructing
some paint on paint crime.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. Okay. But the object one was just like, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sounds like he had some issues.
No, he was not having issues. He was just being goofy. But of course he had issues. I don't know. He had issues. Yeah, no. But none other than that. It looked nice. Just not going out at all. No one is going out to greet some people.
I hope someday you'll see like a proper German Silvester.
I'm okay. What's so different about it?
I know, it's just more, I guess, probably.
Do you think we're gonna go back to our usual selves? There's the banning of sales. Some neighbor downstairs was worrying about her dog. As it was gradually going on and on, she was literally carrying her dog.
That's a horrible time for most animals here.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't care for. And I've been to so many. I guess what's left is a friend invited me to The Hague, the Netherlands. So she wanted us to see the piling up of wood up to I don't know how many stories and stuff like that. And that says they burn that in on New Year's Eve. I'm okay with those things. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You've
I
been
wish
to one, you've seen
they
one.
stayed banned with the Bella and fireworks stuff, because I also it's the noise. Yeah, it's horrible for the animals. It's, I don't know. It's just such a waste of money. It's bad for the environment. It's bad for your lungs. Really, the only redeeming factor is that it's kind of pretty to look at sometimes, and yeah, that's it, right?
Yeah, now there's like dirt now outside. Like some poor person, because they need a job, they're gonna be out here picking up on people's leftover stuff. I'm okay. Yeah, guess it might be negative, but I find new ways. Maybe find green. I don't know. I think I still don't mind the starlight stick. Obviously, it doesn't make a lot of noise. It's just shiny.
You can even shoot around with, right?
Huh?
Do you mean the ones that fires stuff, or just the ones that burn down and then?
The ones that burn down.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what they're called in English.
I thought it was called fire stick.
Yeah, I've never heard. I just know that Wunderkerze, we can call it, like wonder candle.
Uh-huh.
Never heard of it. Yeah, in English, I mean.
Venice says, I'm glad they banned fireworks sales this year. Here where I am, it was relatively quiet. It just was about 10 minutes, and it was over. Well, we certainly had a bit more than that. But yeah, I don't remember what it's usually like. I don't think I've often been here during New Year's. But it seemed... Well, it didn't seem very non-sale-ly. Yes, that's a sentence.
I wonder if people just stockpiled it, or if there was like all the drug dealers
when they heard about it, that they just bought everything they could.
Yeah.
Yeah, because pretty much throughout the night, most probably from about 7 in the evening, they started going on, and then it died down around about 10, about 9 to 10. It just went silent, because you do notice that. And then just before midnight, of course, an hour or so, they started again slowly and then building up.
I think the early one is for children that have to go to bed.
Yeah. And after that, it was just on for about 40 minutes. So round about 10 to 1, it started, it went quiet. There's no one, it's got its moments.
That's good.
When this says the official translation is sparkler.
Aha. Okay.
Well, one year when I had the other flat, you remember that what in the skyscraper? It's not a skyscraper. It's just a big house, right? Anyway, 11th floor. You could like see over Leipzig, and we had one New Year's Eve there, and it was great because you could just stay in. We had like windows on both sides, and you could just watch the whole city start their fireworks, and that really started like an hour before. That you could see that everyone, like a big proportion of the people there, and it really until 2 a.m. or so, there was still a lot going on. It was really interesting to see it. And I think if I was still there, I would probably probably stream it if this is really visible. Like, you can capture it and it looks good, because it was really impressive to watch. But
he's
wow,
gone.
that was quick this time.
I was wondering, is he thinking? Hey Jana, Happy New Year to you too.
Hi, Anna.
So let's see if we can get Jan back. There he is.
Still no idea what it is.
Well, it
Only on my
fit well.
laptop.
You looked very pensive for a minute, lost in thought, and then you were gone.
That's good.
So, 2020, huh? That sure was a period of time.
Yesterday, you mean?
Yeah. Did you notice? I actually, I felt challenged enough to not work the whole week.
Nice.
Managed to do it for a whole week. I struggled a couple of times. I started Unity even once. And then I was like, nah, you can do it. Just a couple of more days.
The streak.
Yeah, the streak, for sure.
So what did you get up to? Play anything fun?
Yeah, I played lots of Hades. I wanted to look it up, how much I actually played.
Is it as good as everyone says?
14 hours. 14 hours in a week? I don't know. Not too impressive, I guess. It's pretty much a perfect game, yeah. It really is.
I see.
I mean, I guess it's not for everybody. I'm sure if that's not your play style, like hack and slash, it's very twitchy. That's not that twitchy, to be honest. For me, it started out, I was really running all over the place and losing my character because it was just too fast for my eyes. You really need to get used to all the bling bling and all the lights and all that stuff. But it's really impressively well made. Like, there's nothing I would improve in this game. I haven't found a single complaint. It really has got it all. And the story is beautifully integrated into the generated experience. I mean, story is like the perfect fit for that as well. Mm-hmm. At first, I wasn't really interested, like, in the Greek god stuff. Somehow, I always found that to be pretty boring. Maybe because I had Latin, and that's how I learned of all those gods and stuff. And remember, I think I played Titan Quest, which was like also hack and slay after Diablo 2 came out. Mm-hmm. And it was also based in the Greek mythology, and I don't know, it's just so, I don't know what is just so boring. But Hades frames this completely refreshingly new and really good. They are really comic book characters, like how you would expect them to be, maybe. Every god has a real character. It's not just like a cliche or something. You can see where they're coming from. You can like rationalize why Zeus, for example, is like this pompous guy who's just so full of himself. It's really fun. Or who else? Like Hermes is like this fast-talking kid. I know, really every character is perfectly made, and your relationship with your father, who's Hades, your Zagreus, and you live in Hades, in the underworld, and you decide you want to get out of it. and you want to go to Olympus and meet the Greek gods because they're basically your family, and they just they didn't know you existed and do know it now, and that's why they are helping you. But as the Greeks gods are expected to like behave, they start giving you gifts and like they're really friendly, and then they start like fighting with each other and with you about like who you like best, and it's perfect. It's really perfect. Definitely best game I've played in 2020. And it's got so much content. I haven't even managed to play it once through. My brother has played it through multiple times, and then you get like still you unlock. I think you still unlock story even, and you unlock like new challenges you can do to get more of stuff to play differently. I think you have like 6 different weapons you can use, but every weapon has, I think, 4 different aspects which change how they work. It's impressive. It's really impressive, and a good inspiration for what I don't know we could add for the wizard. Definitely see a lot of applicable stuff we can just steal.
Yeah, I mean, it's not my kind of game. I don't enjoy this type of game that much, but it looked interesting enough that I'm kind of curious to have a look and see if I can't get into it. We'll see.
I'd recommend, definitely. And I think for me the great thing is it's very motivating to with the story, and less the story, honestly, more I want to have more time with the characters. I want to see them more. That's I think the main motivation. And it's not like a huge commitment like an RPG or something. I can just play like one run is like half an hour to 45 minutes, maybe an hour if I'm good. And then I close the game, do something else to calm down a little bit, and then half an hour later, I think I start the game again for another round. That's perfect like that. That's how I like to play games now for some reason. I wonder if this is like a bad thing, like that my concentration phase is so limited now that I need something new, especially now with not being able to work. The week was spent for me a lot of time just playing around, then watching an episode from some anime I started, and watching a cartoon episode, then watching another series I started, and then playing around again. And then that's what I did the whole day, like going through this. So just this. So I had like some Abwechslung. And I wonder why this is the way I enjoyed this the most. So I couldn't really stay with anything too long, but in combination was a nice way to spend the time. No idea what this says about me and my state, to be honest.
I don't do games much, obviously, but for a while it's been like that with feature films. That it's hard to watch a feature film on my own, I guess. Like to keep concentration over like that span becomes a bit challenging. So it's nice to have a series because it's fleeting and it's quick and it's, I don't know. You can take it in segments instead of, or maybe just possibly, I was possibly spoiled by the fact that there's the introduction of more series and binging and a whole lot that you don't watch a movie yeah. I sometimes, if it's I think with, Tenet was okay, that I could keep a concentration because I really don't know, I didn't know what was going on. So, not knowing, yeah. But some others, I just somehow lose it. Like I go into my own state of something and watch, but I'm not I'm not paying attention. So I can suddenly sympathize
I know that
with,
too.
yeah.
But I mostly do this with reading. When I read a book, that my thoughts like wander off, and then I look back at the page, and I know I continued reading. I'm somewhere else now, but I don't remember anything I read.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, no. Pretty. And you? What have you been doing this week?
What have I been doing? Have I been doing anything? Well, sitting around and eating mostly, of course.
Yeah.
And I spent a good chunk of the week being mad about the new Wonder Woman.
Uh-huh.
Because it's not just terrible, it's just offensive. Like, awful fucking movie with some really awful shitty politics. It's really mind-boggling how that's the same team that made the first one. I don't understand it.
I heard that it's not good.
It's so bad.
Amazingly I'm so shocked. Yeah, I think I didn't really love the first one, but it was a good movie. I enjoyed it, and then I don't know, just the trailer looked so nice, like the theme, and I was hoping for Thor Ragnarok style movie, but I haven't watched it yet, so I'm sure I will. But
it's
good luck.
I mean, it's very sneaky about it. Like, I mean, we were sitting there, and it looks like an okay movie. I mean, there's some obvious things, where she suddenly learns a skill in the moment that she needs them without any, and it's introduced like, oh, I was never able to do this. Do it now? Yes? Done. And that's, you can tell this is shitty storytelling. But for the most part, it looks like an okay movie. And we were sitting there and we're like, this isn't good, is it? Like, I feel bad watching this, but I don't know why. And it took like half an hour after to kind of sit there and process what I just saw until it kind of all clicks, like what this movie was trying to sell me right now. And God, it's bad. And I don't even get the whole, I then read up and stuff, and the whole Middle Eastern stuff is apparently very, very sketchy. I don't really know enough about that to catch that on my own, but
it's always been sketchy.
That's so yeah, really, really disappointed by that. I did really enjoy the first one, and this one is just oof, big oof. Yeah. What else did we do?
I guess we went through sequels and prequels and
oh right, yes, we watched we also watched the Birds of Prey.
Okay, that was
which was kind of fun.
That was fun.
It's just not, I think the reason I don't like that movie as much as I would like to is because it's not shot right.
Yeah, something was a bit slow.
Like, everything's from so far away and always at a weird angle, and these medium length shots, which is...
They've got wrong angles for every emotion imaginable, action. It was just something...
You're always just looking at the action from kind of a weirdly plain angle that they hold onto, and it's... I don't know. I think if that would have been shot like a Guy Ritchie movie, that would have been... perfect for that kind of zany story.
Yeah, I mean, it's like watching a very drama war movie, shots placed into an action.
Yeah.
It was just there was something wrong with that.
Yeah.
But the story, I mean,
It
yeah,
was fun.
there was some other sketchy stuff in there, but that's.
How did you like Harley?
She's cool. She mustn't give advice to young girls. Like life advice.
Well, she is a psychiatrist. So.
No, but
She was. Yeah.
when she isn't a psychiatrist, then when she's herself or no, she mustn't.
I liked it much more the second time. Like the first time I was also like, this seems like, what's her name? Margot Robbie? Is doing a bit much here and there, but the second time around I do. That worked for me.
Who's Margot Robbie?
Harley Quinn.
Oh, I don't know her name.
Yeah. I remember that I found her, like the picture, her personality, like very grating, very over the top. And I remember, I think we watched it together and talked about it afterwards, like how it's basically maybe a little bit more the Johnny Depp kind of overtly like goofiness, but also skill, like this weird combination from, I don't know, and with Johnny Depp, I never really questioned it or found it like offensive. I don't know, offensive is the wrong word, but it didn't offend like something in me. I don't know. But then I wondered like why in this case I just couldn't stand her. Like she was like, yeah, I couldn't stand it. Like Johnny Depp, I say, yeah, let's drink a beer. Your character sounds like someone that you could drink a beer with, but it's not that different from Harley Quinn. But somehow I really couldn't stand it, and I was wondering if there was like some sexist bias in there in me that I just can't accept this kind of characteristic in a woman. I don't know.
I mean, she's also meant to be a grating character. Well,
yeah,
I think the Johnny Depp Pirates of the Caribbean type is more like quirky cute sort of a thing.
No, more like drunk cute.
Yeah, but it's quirky and like a more... Like he's not obnoxious. She's obnoxious, but that's a character.
Right.
But I also feel like she doesn't nail it like every time. Like Johnny Depp in especially Pirates. I just buy that. I think that's just what Johnny Depp is like. While with her, sometimes it feels like she's trying but not quite getting there in the portrayal.
While I never did the comics, I did the animation. And Batman's perspective, not obviously, there's no ways that I would have gotten the Harley Quinn anything or the Joker anything separately. But if they were featured in a Batman animation, there's always gonna be that up and down, that character. You know, she gets to be, or maybe you want to call it the multiple personality, where she sometimes loses it or gets extreme, and then somehow I've never questioned that. I've never questioned that she should be anything. When she slows down to almost human like, and then when and maybe I'm just explaining the character. I'm not explaining the actress's way of doing things and her processing.
That's more what I meant. That sometimes I don't buy her acting.
Not 100%. I didn't question it.
Like there's some small. It's like sometimes I think the accent doesn't sound quite right. Something like that. You know, when you suddenly hear a word and it's like someone is trying to do a New York accent and is not quite nailing it.
Okay.
That in performance terms. That for most of the part I see Harley Quinn, but then sometimes I see her acting as Harley Quinn, and that pulls me then out a little bit. And but it didn't happen just here and there a little bit.
I think that's probably what I had as well. Like it felt like an act, not necessarily like that it's an actress playing the part, but that even Harley Quinn is like doing a weird, quirky act just because she wants to be quirky, because there's no reason like to do stuff. It's just she wants to be quirky. She wants to be so quirky, and that kind of that took me out of it.
Yeah, I think that's actually it. Yeah, that's because it bugs me on a level where I find it sort of cringe.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that cringe I think comes from it feels like Harley Quinn is trying to put on a weird, and most of the time it doesn't. But sometimes there's these moments where I just don't buy it, and but for the most part, it was very fun.
I guess I didn't grade it that much.
Yeah, it feels very judgy on my part. That's why I think I have like a bad conscience about that. But at the same time, I really didn't enjoy it as much as I had hoped to enjoy the movie. And I think it's a really fun movie. But I don't know. We should be more. We should be like more.
I mean, come on, the Joker just broke up with her. So there might be some schizo going on up there, you know, like.
I like that part. That was really cool, like set up for the whole thing.
Yeah, I look forward to more of these movies. I mean, if they keep getting better. I mean, I guess it was not hard to get better than Suicide Squad, but you know, there's hope. Maybe there's gonna be some cool movies coming out of that. And then we watched. You hadn't seen the new Star Wars. The only two that exist. We don't talk about the third.
Okay, I was wondering.
We watched it.
We watched 8, yes. The final 8.
Yeah, that's where the story ends. And that is such a... God, that movie is good.
I have a favorite, and I'm sure it's everyone's favorite. It's and the music just changes. Everything just... When she rips the big ship, when she...
Ooh, the spoilers, by the way.
I don't care.
the hyper jump in the end through the enemy ships. Remember that when everything goes quiet and then you just see that light break through the ships and stuff? If you remember... Okay, I'm just gonna like straight up spoil the ending.
I think we don't have to. No, don't spoil it. Come on.
I'm sure everyone's seen it or heard about it. I mean, people have been complaining about that for years, even though it's a perfect movie. Well, whatever. I'll send you a GIF later if you don't.
Yeah, recall. I think I know what you're talking about. I'm just too tired to really think about right
now. Red Rogue says we watched I'm Thinking of Ending Things, and I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. But
it's on my list.
Charlie Kaufman.
Uh-huh.
What was the other one?
Watch Frozen, and I... Huh?
No, I was thinking something that also just came out that we need to watch. Maybe it was Soul? There's a new Pixar movie. Right.
Okay, I don't know.
Soul, yeah, that's a new Pixar.
Yeah, that also looked interesting.
Soul! Okay, because then I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, of race news on the 1st of January 2021. But there's always something misrepresentative about these films that we watched. Maybe not so much of Star Wars, but Wonder Woman. What's the other one? I'm not talking about Frozen. Guess there's no black people in Frozen.
Well, I mean...
Well, there was one now.
And I mean the indigenous people representation is also kind of weak, I would say.
Drab.
Not actively bad, but just kind of. I don't know what.
What was that all about?
The movie is weird.
And then what was the? What else did we watch?
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
That also felt terribly racist, even though it's like, very few white people in it, but still it feels racist.
Yeah.
Like the bad guys are obviously Latino.
Yeah, no,
and
Latino.
all of that,
it was just
like,
it's made by white guys, right? One white dude.
director. I don't know who wrote it.
Oh, it was like one of those where 4 people write it who don't have any other credits than doing weird sequels. And that really, when you look up the credits, it's weird. The directors are from Belgium. They're Belgian Moroccan. And they've done like pretty much no movies before. Like they have like 3 credits of things
I thought it was a Michael Bay movie.
No,
he's in it, but
it is not
maybe
Michael
to
Bay.
endorse everybody.
It seems more like that Jerry Bruckheimer is kind of cashing in on his IPs and just getting random people to write and direct them. I don't know how this is happening.
Are we talking about the old one or the new one?
The third one.
Bad Boys. Okay.
Bad Boys for Life. The old ones, those 2, they were Michael Bay. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So it continues because I was mentioning the Bad Boys one was about the kind of Russian, Italian, Irish kind of setup, American gangsterism type of a thing. That was then, and then those were the drugs, and then it moved to the Latino drugs, and now it's just
more of that.
It's just more of blacks getting on brown people. Just like it's just it looks terrible. I just didn't like it. It's almost like when the master is not there, or the other will just enslave the other.
There's also no depth to it. It's
Yeah.
they're just evil.
It just didn't make sense.
Was that the one you meant, or what were you thinking of?
Which one?
You were trying to remember what we watched. That was also a bit dodgy.
What was it?
That's what I'm asking you. I don't know.
I don't know how many what we've watched. I don't even know.
Tenet?
Tenet is just Tenet. I can't talk about that movie because I don't know
There's
what the hell
nothing
was
to
just
talk
talk about.
Talking about representation reminds me of I watched the first episode of Man in the High Castle.
Uh-huh.
Wow, this is so weird. Because so the Man in the High Castle plays like based on Philip K. Dick short story, or I don't know.
Probably.
And it plays in America that has lost the Second World War and is now partly owned by Germany and by Japan. And they're just like swastikas everywhere. Like literally so many swastikas. Like it was so much that for a second I really felt a little bit insulted. Like, is this what they think Germans are like? They just come over and print swastikas everywhere.
Okay.
And just run around in uniforms because that's what they like. They are Germans. And yeah, of course the Germans are the bad guys. And I wonder if this is like this gives me like a better like understanding of how like other cultures must feel when they are like represented in a like not necessarily bad way, just like just so placative in the signia, like in the signifiers, so everyone knows. Oh, we are still like, this is Germany owned here. These are all German. You can see it on the swastikas and the swastikas in the background and all that stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine with the Russians who don't drink. It's always vodka and vodka and vodka this, vodka, but it's not the same, is it? It's not the same.
Probably not, no.
Well, I guess you would feel like it's disheartening to always be seen as the wrath and the evil and the it doesn't feel great.
No, but still, I think like Nazis in movies, even though they're always the bad guys, and they have this respectable way still, because they're in uniform, they're always strong and menacing and like a threat and dangerous, and I think it's still a little bit different. I'd assume, like for like Native Americans, for example, and their representation.
Yeah.
A friend of mine found out that I was going out with a German man. He was like, "What? You're going out with the German? Just be careful, those freaky BDSM people, like a dog and stuff." It's just like, he was so worried for me, but in a joking way. It's just like, you don't do the Germans. The Germans are very stiff and, but whatever. I'm Zulu, and Zulus are like also soldier mentality and respected and regal and forceful people, stubborn, like So that's our Zulu culture, nature.
Remind me on the Germans in The Big Lebowski, when you said like, don't mess with the German, don't they're too like BDSM and all that stuff. That's immediately I thought like the Germans in The Big Lebowski, in their leather with their techno, and they're all atheists.
Nihilists.
Nihilists, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I like that film.
Yeah.
Dude, man.
Love it.
What did I want to ask you? It doesn't matter anymore.
Okay.
My tummy's doing funny things, but whatever.
Sure. So, this being a new year and everything, should we reminisce a bit? Talk about what we did this year.
Last year.
Yes.
What are you gonna do this year?
What are we gonna do this year? Oh. Well, that's the question. I mean, maybe finish The Wizard.
Like work on it for sure. Lots of working on The Wizard.
Yeah, I don't
think I have anything else like in plan.
Well, I gotta get back on Pepper Prince. Finish that gosh darn third episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
You have been sitting on it for quite a while. I think it's ready to.
Yeah, it feels like I'm more equipped to do this now. Learned a lot, I feel, over the last 1 or 2 years. That should certainly help with actually making it good. So that should be interesting, and I mean, hopefully get a new project off the ground. That would be nice. That prototype that I've been kind of dreaming about.
Yeah, we're gonna join the game. What's it from? Union? It's not the union, right? It's just a Verein.
Association.
Association, yeah.
Any GDCs upcoming? Whatever.
Digital, maybe.
Okay. But they set dates or?
I haven't checked.
I think I want to go to Amaze, and then I don't know if I want to go to anything else, but we'll see. I'm sure, like we'll get some. Hey, why don't you go there? And we just have to admit, like, there's really not a reason not to do it, except like being too lazy, and then we're gonna do it, and I don't know.
Oh, there's actually another game jam in a week by the what are they called? BPB.
Right. But we should have the. Did you sign up for that?
Yes. Did you?
Okay, I didn't. No.
Why, thank you, darling, for telling me that you were going to be attending a game jam.
You're very welcome.
When again?
In a week. So I guess
What?
next weekend. What do you mean? I'm not going anywhere.
I know, but
yeah, I'll be there. So, you know.
He will not be available. Whether he's here or there or out, he won't be available.
But yeah,
I
keep trying to remember how they.
I'll have to feed him.
The Center for Civic Education, I think, is their English name, and we've been to a few. Yes,
they were pretty fun, yeah. But then when they don't, when you don't have to travel somewhere and meet the people, I don't know. I kind of just wasn't so more interested in continue working on the Wizard right now.
Whoa. Yeah. Well, the topic this time is gender, so that should be interesting.
Yeah, that's yeah. That's another thing where I thought, like, this isn't really my jam. There's not too much I can talk about that, because it's everything I know is like second-hand, third-hand information, except like Bali.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad you chose me to question this. Why not talk about your hetero? That's still a gender. Why not get in and why does it have to be like it's gender?
Why? What is it?
Gender is the orientation. Cis is the...
Gender cis. Why can't you speak about that?
What I don't understand the question. I'm sorry. Why I'm not talking about my gender?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's all been said. I don't know what I should add to that. Like, I'm pretty vanilla, so.
I don't know why I think that would make an interesting thing, just to reiterate that exact.
But I mean, I'm sure there's like 20 other guys like Jan who can talk about that too.
Yeah.
Wow. That will be doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's not like that there's really nothing I can contribute or that I have. It's just like when I saw the jam, I was like, I rather want to work on who's harder, and I'm not sure what to do there. Sounds kind of hard, and I mean, of course, I could like make a game about like my experience as a vanilla dude.
Finally get some representation for men.
Yes, barefooted men.
For straight white cis men.
Yeah.
Finally given a voice. Yeah. Well, like how, like I guess my relationship with like what it is to be a man, maybe something I could do. Like that's definitely changing and interesting. But then again, I'm not at a point where I have like something where I want to necessarily talk about, and then it was just enough for me to say, that's not my jam, my game jam. I mean.
Okay, thank you for that answer, Jan.
You're very welcome.
Good luck next time.
Thanks.
And here I was thinking that was a great idea. I don't know why I thought everyone in the game jam will just not be talking about the genders. Like I don't know why. Yeah. I just saw Rainbow Nation and just forgot that there's you people.
We can work on something together, though. I don't have to do the jam alone.
Me? Yeah, I've got things to do.
You've been wanting to learn to make games.
It sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying yes now.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yes. I'm just gonna throw around yeses everywhere. Why? What happened? I need to read the brief and whatever.
There's no like real brief yet. There's gonna be like it's gonna be like an opening thingy, and then they usually you kind of brainstorm topics that you're interested in, and groups come together to discuss it, and then you like share it with the group and stuff. And so there's like an element of just like picking each other's brains about the subject, and then you split off into groups and just make games about what you learned or interested in and stuff like that. So
what are we winning?
Nothing.
Nah, then I don't want to
play.
play.
We're winning knowledge and understanding.
I don't want to play. If there's no prize at the end of the turn, I don't want to play.
The prize is the friends that we made along the way.
Who needs friends? I don't need friends.
Can't even meet them.
No. So yeah, no. I don't know. My year is. Did you finish your year?
I only talked about work, so yes.
Yeah.
I have no life beyond that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it would be nice if we managed to live together.
Yeah,
somehow.
I'm so over the traveling.
I miss the traveling. I want my airplane food. I dream of it.
Yeah. I had some nice cakes there. It was nice. But
could you open like a restaurant with airplane food? Like these restaurants that are like in a train
diner
integrated. A diner, yeah.
Yeah.
So you buy like an old airplane, just cut out the middle part, and then you can put it somewhere and like serve people airplane food.
That is such a great idea. Why don't we have money for these things?
Yeah. But as with all great ideas, you'd need some money to do this, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's an old Boeing 707 or whatever they call them. And like, yeah, like an Airbus. Just space that out and first class the food and second class the food and economy the food.
Yeah, if you want some more space to eat, you have to buy first class. reservation ticket.
And you have to wait until the food is like served for everyone.
Oh.
You have to be there on time, or they will start without you. You get some peanuts and a glass of water for free.
That is such a great idea. I like that idea. I don't know what I'm gonna do this year. I want to be married to someone that I can live with in the same continent for longer than 3 months. Longer than a year. Without them without any of us going to go and renew our visas or come back into a country or something. Like, I am tired of that. And clearly I'm supposed to either learn new language or be pregnant. So, yeah.
I know. Are you sure it's not that it's not enough to just marry in Germany? Like because that's so. This is a story I heard just recently from a friend whose girlfriend had to be out of Namibia, and well, he found out that she's currently illegally in Germany. She had planned to marry someone to stay there, but that person just stole all her documents.
That's fun.
Yeah. Now they're looking what to do. So, I mean, I guess it, on the one hand, could be worse. On the other hand, is this really is this really possible to find a way for you to stay longer in Germany? It's such a weird ruling.
The requirements for a spousal visa, they're actually a little bit more difficult than getting a work visa. So it's like not like that's the thing. Like, she has to learn German. She has to have a B1 in German. That's one of the requirements, and then the usual financial stuff and all that nonsense. But if you have children, that becomes easier because then family reunification stuff makes it simpler. But just being married is not helping at all.
Yeah, no. But that's okay. We are doing a swap. He wants to. Huh?
It does help in small ways. Like for the visa now, we had to do much less stuff. Like, the usual. You have to have tickets. You have to show the money, that you have enough money to, sustain yourself or something, type of thing. Insurance and
invitations and
yes, you have to be invited. All sorts of nonsense. That is the part that gets easier now because as the spouse too.
Oh, Jan.
He's gone again.
I saw him drifting away.
Yeah. Shame.
I saw it coming.
Same here. We're talking about it.
I can see like the signs when it's going to happen. I just don't know what to do to stop. And it's I think like every 45 minutes.
It was exactly an hour ago, I think. It was also 20 past. Or maybe 25 past, but it was about an hour. And I feel like last time it also always happened around this time.
And I only got it when we do it and you stream it. It doesn't happen when I'm just using Discord with anyone else for any amount of time. Only when we do it like this.
It's very strange. Wonder what that is.
Oh my goodness. We watched Naked.
Oh, we did watch Naked. That is a Marlon Wayans movie, and Yes, that is the exact reaction every sane person on the planet has, but it's actually really funny and really cute. Very, very good movie. Kind of a bit of a Groundhog Day type thing. Like on his wedding day, he finds himself naked in an elevator. And he always relives that same hour until he figures out how to not be an idiot.
Yeah, that was fun. Him and Adam Sandler, I mean, their movies are just somebody pays and it makes, and they in the movie industry and somebody likes their stuff. Just not for me. And it took a while for me to be convinced that it's a good, and if you've seen it, then hey, at least I know that I have a better reviewist than a trailer man here than than everything combined. But to go back to staying here, we're gonna swap, even though I don't want to. I wanna stay here. For my sanity. And he wants to go and live in South Africa for his sanity. He wants to live it up a bit.
But I mean, if we find our own house and stuff, then that should also help your sanity, no?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what was meant to be this year, and that didn't happen.
It did not.
Damn COVID. Damn COVID. But we are here, and this year is, I think what I learned from last year is, again, no more expectations, because don't know what any of that will do. Plan for tomorrow, but not for next year. So it's not happening. Disappointments will come unexpectedly, so just taking it day at a time. I mean, yeah, last year was a hell. It was roller coaster of everything, from someone saying, well, from me saying, hey, I'm gonna get to relax a bit, I'm gonna get to, well, I wasn't one of those that say, I'm gonna finish a book, I'm gonna write a story, when there wasn't something like that. It was just, I think we kept on hoping.
Santa?
He came with the presents from his grandmother, one of his grandmothers. The year was
a mixed bag.
Yeah.
I mean,
lots of raisins.
The beginning was very totally nice. To see you in South Africa, to see his mom in South Africa when she is not particularly fond of flying, especially long distances. So she made it, and you guys had it was great having you in South Africa. You had Julia still thinks about the child that remember the first day that you guys came through, that we took you to the mall.
Yeah.
With the taxi. And just as we were standing at the corner waiting, there's a very tallish girl who came and said, hey, do you know where I can play volleyball?
She wanted to learn volleyball. She came and asked if if we know how to play volleyball. And
Yeah, and I don't know that child. I've never seen that child. I've never seen her since then. I don't. Yeah, it was one of those moments where, again, when it even came to people asking for directions who were coming to the wedding, people who were giving out the directions were like, "Oh, are you going to the white wedding?" Like, not white wedding because of the dress or anything. It's like white people's wedding. Are you going there? It's everybody just seemed to know where white people were, and it was fun. It was great. You made some people happy. You made some people. You even injected some money into local businesses, into people's lives for them staying, welcoming you in their homes when they weren't expecting any monies. Some of them, and unlike my other neighbor who wanted how much? 6,000 euro, 6,000 rands.
Right, yeah.
That's
It's like 400 euros.
I wanted 400 euros for your 2 week stay or something like that.
For 1 week stay.
For 1 week stay.
Because then it would have been too long.
Yeah, no, we just like.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
So from all of that to. And slowly, I guess we were hearing about. And everybody for a while kept on saying, "Aren't you just glad that you had your wedding? Because now COVID is here and you can't have that. Aren't you just glad?" And then it changed into, "When are you seeing your husband? Where's your husband? How is your husband? When are you seeing your husband?" It kept on being this.
We did get super lucky with that, though. Like, we were just a couple weeks shy of everything shutting down.
Both ways, actually. Yeah. It's just like, it was fun. It's a rubbish year, I'm gonna say now. Rubbish. Yes, I'm gonna start.
I don't think it was a rubbish year, to be honest. I mean, we had a lot of bad things, and I'm sure you've got a bigger part of bad stuff than I had, but I always get the feeling that like these big events like COVID now, they're just overshadowing your overall like memory of the year. I don't think 2020 was that bad. It's just like everyone focused on the bad stuff. Every time something bad happened, everyone was like, "That's 2020," and I did too. I mean, it's kind of fun.
No, I mean it in the most sincerest way. It was a rubbish year. I know three people who contracted the thingy, the virus. Actually, four now. One lady survived. They all live in the same street, the three. The other guy died from it. The other one went in with some other complications and came out dead with now extra being the COVID. They never even saw the bodies. So, and then my other friend who's a film director recently got it. In a movie that he was an executive producer, he kept on telling the producer to tell everybody to wear a mask, and people taking that for granted. And we're talking about maybe less than a month ago. Before I got here, he was already on his second week in a ventilator at home and talking about how scared. And when he wrote to me telling me, in a joking way, that he has COVID, I was just like, "Get out of town, you're joking, I was like, no, I'm really serious. I had problems with breathing." So, when someone this close tells you these things, and I'm not saying there isn't anything that was learned. It was another year, just addition of Black Lives Matter. It just felt claustrophobic. It felt like there's no way of breathing, and I mean it in so many ways. Pun intended, everything. There's no breathing. There's no breathing from just being outside and breathing proper air. You have to be careful. You have to be careful with being Black. You have to be careful with just getting married and getting to see your partner is was just misery. And then there's the life that you have to live through every day. That has its moments, and I'm not taking that away from it. It's just, to me, it just seemed like the bigger scale was just a bit too much. Yeah, and I'm only relaxing now because I'm with him. And there's just worries about, if I leave, will I leave with him? Will we go together? Will we, am I gonna now spend another? Frankly, I would like to just have it extended, that they don't send me back. I'm not saying South Africans should be more sick, that I don't go in there, but I don't know. I want more time with him, and we don't contract it, and we are here and we're safe together. Then yeah, the rest. And I don't know what this year is gonna be like. Just hoping to work some more, have a space, settle in somewhere, and start working. Right now things are piled up here. I've got my magazines and stuff, and yeah. Not cool, man. Not cool.
I see.
I had an okay year.
Yeah? That's nice.
I wonder if your wedding didn't even make worse everything else, because in the beginning of the year you have this great event, then everything goes to shit. Like the contrast is even higher.
Yeah, I mean, that was fun, and Durban was fun, and when I got stuck here with the whole stuff, it was also kind of nice because everything just stopped, and I liked the breather, basically, not having to do anything, because there's nothing to do, really. There's nowhere to go, no one to see. Problems that have been piling up can't be worked at the moment. So it was just that. So the first couple months of that felt like uni days. Not having to do anything, just hanging out, kind of. But yeah, then it got a bit shit, and stuff piling up, and yeah, I burnt myself out pretty bad, I think. Which I guess is just par for the course by now. But yeah, I don't know. It was fine, and I also enjoyed just. I mean, I'm always okay as long as I can communicate with people, and I'm quite happy to just text. So, and I had a whole lot more people to text. A whole new family. And that was mostly fun until it got a bit much. So like the second wave I could have done without.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna rule it all out in one go. And yes, I put drama into rubbish here.
It was pretty terrible. You of course had a much worse time at it.
Yeah, I mean, Jan, I talk about connection. To have to see you guys. And again, free data. Free data.
Right,
But
right.
I don't even want to start from the top. The fact that we have no satellite ownership of anything, making it worse for us to connect easier, as in South Africans or Africans.
The internet situation is bad over there.
Yeah.
Sure.
And now having to then be, and I'm not an internet person that much. And maybe I use it in a different way than having to then spend hours of disconnection, delays. Yeah, no, we complain about yours every hour, hours every 2 minutes is a drab, and that would also put things. And I want to be phoned. I want to see him. I don't want to be texting. I just don't like that. I don't. Voice
Me
notes, you
neither.
even sound like some even more dubious and dumb, I think. Sounding it's like leaving a voice message. I mean, voicemail. Like
I like the voice message stuff. I really like it, but for me, it's very difficult to do one myself because you can't change like words. You just have to restart from the beginning every time you want to do something different. And yeah, just self-conscious. It just
Okay,
now sometimes I manage, but yeah, most of the times it takes me at least 3 times until I've got one message down.
You see, that's for me, a lived experience is to continue and keep on talking, but then it becomes this long thing of you trying to correct the first sentence and stuff. Same goes with writing. I don't know what you're writing. Your emotions don't necessarily, come out. And I want to speak to him, and he doesn't like speaking. He'd rather text you an entire freaking manuscript.
Book. Yeah, I know that.
And I just like I can't. I want to see. I want to feel. I want to touch and stuff. I don't know. He just.
I think Hannes knows the text limitations on every platform. Because
I do.
Oh no. No, good for him. It's just, yeah, no.
And I like time to think about what I'm gonna say. So I like turn-based conversation.
No, I hear you. And I'm just rambling on somebody that's think now, talk now, don't think, talk. Yeah, either way works for me.
It doesn't help that the connection is always so bad because it annoys me so much when you're talking and like literally every few minutes you get the beep beep reconnect. It's just irritating. I don't have the patience for that, so that makes it even worse.
And then we have to be obviously nocturnal people. The only time we get to have a decent conversation is anything after midnight.
Because the connection's better then.
It's not bad. And again, there's our little problem called power cuts. Load shedding, it's called.
Yeah.
There's no freaking ways. The load shedding takes on the networks, and you end up not having any networks. And how they are structured, there's maybe 2 or 3 big ones, and the smaller ones ride on the big ones. And then there's the parastatal company called Telkom, which is half government owned and privately owned, and they own the land lines and so everybody kind of bandwagons of anyone, and it's just a mess when you have a monopoly of one telecoms company and the rest is just cell phone mobile companies and stuff like that. So it's a mess. Then electricity, when there's no electricity, sometimes there's no water, which is very rare, but it does happen. And nobody tells you these things. You just kind of wake up. Apparently last night, some places didn't have any electricity. And now there was stage 2 power cuts. There's up to stage 8 power cuts. Those can last anything 4 hours, 5, twice a day. Depends where, how. Level 2 is probably maybe 2 hours or so. It's not bad.
My computer said they were cut until 4 a.m. in the morning, and that was like at 8, 9, so that was an 8-hour power cut.
No, I think she was giving you an overall from different sections, not necessarily one space having that. It rotates. Okay, it rotates. Trust me on this.
Well, the folks in Tembisa also said something to that effect. It sounded like they were like pretty widely without electricity over the night.
Okay. I don't say that's wrong. I'm just saying that to me it sounds like if it's stage 2, what you would normally have is one section off. So throughout the whole of an area, between this hours and this hours, there'll be load shedding. And load shedding will then be section 1 will be off. And then the next one, section 2, will be off. And then the next one, section 3. And then the guys, because they drive around to I guess switch on the electricity in the main substations or whatever the case may be, and however that works.
And the idea with the load shedding is that you don't have enough energy, or
on the contrary, we have enough energy. The problem is payment of water and lights and levies and stuff like that, because nobody pays for water. Well, most of the people, even the rich people, some of them don't pay for water and lights. Well, maybe not water, but lights, definitely. There's been one suburb, very exclusive gated community called Danefen, where their houses are 5 million, 10, 20, whatever millions, and they owe electricity of like 100,000 rands of electricity. So that and people haven't been paying for whatever reasons, because obviously rich people kind of act like they have money when they don't have money also. And then there's the poor communities or middle class communities where it's hard. There's connections. There's electricity connections because of informal settlements. There's just a lot of chaotic things where the government owned pre-democracy, the government owned everything, and it fed it up to people as in whatever they felt like it, according to race, according to all kinds of things. So by the time everybody had electricity, it was okay, and people were forced, obviously, to pay. With the new government, some people take it literally that the Mandelas promised people that there will be free housing, free electricity, free water, free all kinds of things, that people stopped paying for it. When the government wasn't taking it away from them, they stopped paying for it. And paying for it is now people not understanding the tax implications and the levies implications, and obviously, services delivered that need to happen, picking up garbages and stuff like that. So it's a bit of a mess when it comes to that.
How would they pay it? Is it like they pay their taxes and it's just included, and then people don't pay their taxes, and then, or should like the city part pay that, and why would like load shedding? Is it like revenge, or do they save money by turning off the energy? I don't get that.
It's hey, I like the word revenge. The city owes the electricity company money.
Okay.
So us, the city, we don't pay. And so what the company then does is, oh, so you're not paying us. We're gonna just cut off every 3 hours, every 4 hours, twice a week, or 4 times a week, depending on how things are.
Yeah, why don't they just cut it like permanently until they have the money?
How are we gonna get the money to pay them?
But isn't that a capacity thing? Because I always hear like they only have this and that much wattage stored up, and so
and coal and stuff.
So they turn off certain sections so they don't run out of power to distribute.
No, there's a lot of things going wrong. It's what did you say it was? Shortage thing. What?
Yeah, wattage.
Capacity.
No, we supply electricity to outside South Africa countries, for instance. So there's a lot of water. There's a lot of water from Lesotho. They keep on saying that we don't have a lot of water because there's fracking, for instance, happening in the Cape. There's the Karoo Desert there in Namibia side of things. There's years back they said something to do with the coal is wet, that we don't have enough electricity, when they're not going to be able to process enough electricity from some other stations. And somebody then went and found out that this is wrong. What they were saying, it was all a lie. We had enough coal, dry coal, to last us for 100 years. But because Eskom, the electricity company, wants us to pay, and because they embezzle money themselves, paying each other a lot of money, that at the end of the day, what happens is that they will say anything just to get the people to pay some money. Yes, we have a lot of problems, and yes, there's a lot of people who don't contribute. But how do you contribute on electricity when you don't have money for food? So there's a lot of imbalances. So forget about electricity. If it breaks, for instance, if the main boxes around the electricity boxes around the suburbs break, townships we call them, if they break and they don't fix them, they don't show up. People have been without electricity in some sections for years because nobody pays electricity there. So if nobody pays electricity, or if they do pay, there's like 2 people paying. What's that compared to 100 people without electricity? You know, like it's a lot. It's a lot of problems, and it's all of that, including monopolies. When you have a monopoly in everything, where's the competition? They've tried all kinds of things, and I do believe in paying for electricity. But, and again, capacity is a problem. When you have more people immigrating into your country, building informal settlements, your own people immigrating from other places to look for work, building informal settlements, no proper housing, no nothing, people giving birth to other people in the same yard of houses that were meant to be leased for 99 years. And those houses were like a 4-roomed place, and you've got like 15 people living in there or more. There's bound to be problems with electricity. And those people are then going to do what? With their square meters of land, they're going to rent out. There's a place somewhere in Orlando, in the township called Orlando. It's called 21 Jump Street. The reason it's called 21 Jump Street is because it's got 21 shacks in a yard. And that yard is not big. It's like a village on its own. And so those illegal connections will have to power all of those families during winter and summer. And all of that within the grid that's in the street is all illegally connected. Oh yeah, no, bye Red Rogue. We're talking about electricity in South Africa. Yeah, so to live there is just...
sounds too complicated for my hangover brain.
Yeah,
I think
know.
you already tried to explain it to me when I was down there. I think a couple people tried, and
yeah,
it's complicated.
No, not to worry. It's just... What did you wanted to say something?
Yeah, no, I just also feel like you're getting a little bit
scatterbrained. Yeah.
The thing, I don't actually think that all of these things are the problem with it, because I mean we have 80-something million people here, and there's never once I have like encountered like maybe 3 outages in my entire life. Like it just doesn't happen.
Only 3.
I have not seen many outages at all. I've always had and most of them, like 2, are from when I was still like 6, 7 or something. I'm
all powered by the same company?
No, we have multiple companies.
We don't have that.
That's the problem. And it's also a problem that if money is the issue, then it's because they are pocketing the money.
Yes, it's them pocketing the money. It's politics. It has nothing to do with the people.
No, absolutely. So that I'm just saying that people come into the country and they have children, all that stuff. That's not actually the problem. The problem is the horrible mismanagement, the monopoly, and that they care more about paying their CEOs than actually contributing.
Okay.
The thing.
When I said in numbers, maybe I shouldn't have said kids or anything, but the numbers, when they do grow, what we have, which is a problem, is illegal connections.
But that shouldn't be a problem.
That shouldn't be a problem.
That then kills the electricity, and somebody then we have a drug problem that people steal the cables. And then the company will not replace all of those things.
Well, they should, obviously.
They don't.
And they should have the proper capacity, because that you're always like teetering on the edge of what they can provide. That's just horribly mismanaged, and it makes absolutely no sense that they're paying themselves that much while the company is not delivering the product. But of course, if you're the only one, then why do you care?
There's all kinds of mismanagement, people being hired who have no qualifications whatsoever to do some job. And again, being a CEO doesn't necessarily mean you need to have a qualification in electricity, but there's problems with staff itself. There's problems with people who are electrical engineering, all types of things that are not catered to. People are not hired, people are not sent to school, all kinds of things. Because they chow money themselves. So.
They're doing what every big company does. They're cutting the cost at the consumer, not where actually the whole money is getting wasted in the overhead of the mismanagement and all that stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that's like, you know, how now video games are supposed to have $70 as the base price, and are raising it 10 from 60, because video games are so expensive to make. When the CEOs of the companies like got a couple more billion onto their fortune this year and shit like that, you know, that's we pay for the CEOs' raises, and I'm guessing that's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
ESCOM. When they talk about, I mean, your stuff it's not like that people are paying. It is actually free, isn't it? Like
no, it isn't free. There's a certain levy that one has to pay for the maintenance, like everything else that one should do, from water to that.
Okay, but was it very low or something, like 25 rand or something?
No, it should be. What they're trying to get is to get the people, a household, to pay 150
per what?
Per month.
What?
And then there's now boxes that are put in the houses for payment.
But wait, I thought when that was discussed on TV, that there's some kind of, you know, part of the post-apartheid agreements that were made that townships don't pay, that you don't have to pay for electricity.
That's not true.
You pay for electricity.
They have to pay for electricity. There's constant
weirder.
There's constant inquiries.
But okay, so last time I was there, right? And that was a series where like the load shedding was really bad. Right, around the wedding, where we even worried, can we even have like entertainment on nights? And I saw on TV the CEOs discussing, maybe we need to implement that people pay for their thingy. And I remember thinking that, oh sure, right, you know, now you want to take the free electricity away and stuff. What was he talking about then?
It wasn't free. What they are trying to do is get people to kind of catch up with the old debts that every household has.
I am very confused by this now.
And then come to an agreement of a certain flat fee of 150 every month that comes from each household to pay for electricity, because electricity was never free.
What?
It's just that the politicians promised free electricity and people took it literally and expected it.
Okay,
and
something out of the utility is there anything free in there? Because I remember you telling me something, I was like, oh wow, you get that for free. Is water free?
Water is, well, you're supposed to pay for everything, but yeah, water is low.
Low or free?
There's nothing free.
What? Well, I so vividly remember you telling me that electricity is free that I feel like...
No, I might have said it in a... Electricity is free because we don't pay for it. There's no free anything. We pay for everything. It's just no Sowetans pay for any of those things. Because they were promised free everything.
Well, clearly I'm gonna have to read up.
There's no free anything. It's like... I mean, they constantly put in meters to count from water. That didn't work when they tried that. They would come every household and install meters and calculate that. That didn't work. They would install electricity meters. With the new homes, now you have to go to a freaking supermarket like Riva and pay for electricity and your groceries and get a receipt like you get with airtime, and you go and install it in your mains at home and you've got your electricity. If you don't have, it's off. And if there's main load shedding, it's off. So it's not like you get it on or not. It just doesn't matter.
Well,
Yes, some depressing stuff from South Africa, no more. It's just he'll be in and it's not that bad in South Africa. There's extremities of everything. Even the rich ones have load shedding too, so it doesn't matter. But when you have solar systems and solar panels and stuff, then you can have electricity all year round. And yeah, South Africa is not it's a good place.
Sure.
And a hot, sunny place.
Yeah.
And he loves it there. So if he goes there...
It's nice. I liked it quite well in South Africa too. I mean, it was a lot for me. How the criminality thing and my paranoia didn't really mesh well. But yeah, and also like my skin isn't really the best for sun that can burn you to crisp in a matter of minutes. But aside from these two things, loved it. Yeah.
Don't you get acclimatized to that?
Eventually I did, yeah. But I got like that heavy sunburn like on the first day or second day. Although I was just walking like from shadow to shadow. Just I think, I don't know, I think I did something in the sun for like 10 minutes and I was completely burnt everywhere where my skin was visible.
By the time you got to Devon, you were fine.
Yeah, I think Devon was still, but at the end, I was fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that happens to you once, and then I've never had a sunburn again after I got a really bad one from walking around without for half an hour. Yeah, so now always plenty of sunscreen before walking outside, and so far so good.
But we were discussing some skin problems with some of our fellow white South Africans. That is a bit daunting, really. It's very interesting that I don't know what kind of type of people. I think they spent a lot of time in the sun, that it becomes this hardened. So think of a
leathery, yeah.
Like
that's what like the people get here too. They go into the sun thingies, but like in the summer they do it excessively, and then in the winter they travel to some sunny place, and then after years and years of that you get like a leathery brownish skin.
No, but this one is dry and cracked, so you almost like get a like desert. You know, think of a desert plain
crocodile
when it's dry and it's heated up, and the soil kind of comes up a bit, and it's like different shapes of not squares but triangles and like broken or something, cracked.
Flaky.
Yeah, flaky. It's weird. I don't know where they come from or what. It just happens. Yeah. But it's a beautiful place.
Yes. All right. We've filled up our regular 2
Our
hours.
quota.
Allotted slot. I see Red King started streaming as well.
Yes, they're streaming Thief, it seems. I'd like me some Thief. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna lie down a bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty exhausted now. And I started to get a headache as well. So, yeah.
Okay.
Time to stop.
Yes.
But it
You
was
take
fun.
care of yourself.
Nice seeing you guys.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. Yeah,
It's still going in your head.
a little bit.
Oh man, you take care of yourself.
You too.
Adios.
And until next week, at the latest, I assume.
Yes, and thanks for watching When Seal.
Wait,
Yeah.
when are you coming back?
Bye-bye. Enjoy the year.
When are you coming back?
February at the latest, I think.
Jan. I'm not talking to you anymore. Bye.
All right then.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye-bye.